Are you ready?
Never.
Never. Should be ever.
Never.
The windows are dirty.
That's because you didn't wash them.
That's because I didn't wash them.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's cold again. Why is it cold again?
Because there's no sun. Somebody, that's a lot of birds.
There's not a lot of birds. Have
What?
you seen the picture that my dad posted a few days ago? He posted a picture with
No. How would I know what your dad posted?
I don't know, you don't have him for friends?
Your dad?
Yeah.
I didn't even know your dad was on Facebook.
Really? Of course he is. He posted this picture with
I thought it
like
was
the sky is covered
I
with
thought it was
ravens.
his partner.
No, they've got one account together. That's why it's called Anička Štělko.
Yeah, that's. I think it's
That's
kind
two
of
people.
a bit silly having one account together, but
I think it's romantic.
it's limiting.
Well, not if you're using Facebook for what they're using Facebook, which is keep in touch with people. And they're...
I think I was connected with them on Facebook, but Anička wrote so much stupid stuff that I was like, my life is better off without people writing silly stuff. So I just decided, nah, this is not of value in my life.
Well, that was your decision.
No shit, everything in life is my decision. There you go.
My family is value in my life, so...
No, look, I'm not saying people are not valuable. I was saying that their comments were invaluable, and no.
Doesn't invaluable mean very valuable?
Oh, it does. It does actually. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they were invaluable to themselves. Invalid. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Invalid. Invalid.
Well, you've missed a great picture.
Oh dear, I've missed one great picture. Oh, well, scrub the sky from my universe. Oh my gosh. That's absolutely terrible.
If you
A
want.
great picture. Oh dear. Oh, I'm gutted. Because there was only one great picture posted on the internet yesterday. Oh no.
I don't think it was yesterday, actually.
Or the day before. Oh no, I missed it. My life will never be the same again. Oh.
Yeah,
I'm crestfallen. Ah.
You're being so annoying.
My heart is broken. Oh no. I missed the picture of the birds. Can you believe it? He missed the picture of the birds. Did you hear? He missed the picture of the birds. That's unbelievable.
Shut
oh
up.
my. This is how the left propagate
Look,
everything. Oh,
that's
wow.
a lot of birds.
It looks like someone sneezed on the camera.
Yeah, all that's birds.
It's birds. Birds look like someone sneezed on the camera. Is that outside their flat?
And that was obviously just a part of it, right? Because the sky's bigger than the camera.
Well, the sky should be bigger than the camera because the sky's fucking massive.
It was just before the storm. There's like thousands of ravens circling the sky.
And then everything turned dark and...
Well, obviously, because they're black.
A portal opened and strange beachers. Strange beachy creatures.
No, there were no beaches. No.
Beachers. Is that a thing?
Well, it is now.
It is now. They think it's all over.
Are you in your rant mood?
It is now. What?
Are you in your rant mood?
No, I just don't see any point in having connection through Facebook with people
With
who
family.
don't provide... No. With people who write stupid things that are nonsensical, non-intelligent, and just empty. And I'm like, I'd rather share that space with people who are providing thought-provoking and intellectual content than people who are providing emptiness, be it family or whatever else.
Okay,
That's
it
it.
doesn't make
It
sense to
doesn't
you. It
matter.
makes perfect sense to me.
Look,
What they're writing.
I'd rather have connection with somebody who's not family, who shares intellectual content, than someone who is family, who shares non-intellectual content.
Okay,
That to
who
me,
cares?
who cares? Well, obviously you care because you reacted to it. Um, so, so there we
Have
go.
connection with who you want to have connection. I don't care.
I know you. I know you don't care. I'm just saying that there's a very good reason for it, because there's no point having connections with people who don't provide value.
That's okay.
In whatever medium they're doing. It's like if somebody in my family wrote a book and it was shit, I wouldn't fucking read it, would I? I'd rather read a book by someone I don't know that's really good. So I think that we apply that to every principle in our life if we want to make good decisions. There we go. There's still a lot of birds out there.
I don't know. 3, 4. Is that
Well,
a lot?
what? I've counted about 500 in the last 2 minutes going past the window there.
I can see 2.
There were like 100. When I said earlier, there's a lot of birds. I was like, that's
You counted 500 birds.
I lost.
You just started counting them, and you actually got up to 500.
Okay, so a whole flock flew past, and I was like, well, there's 10, and there's another 10, there's another 10. I was like, well, that's 100, right? And they all flew past, and then there was another group the same size. I'm like, well, that's another 100. And
How
then
do you
there
know
was
it wasn't the same group? Maybe they're just circling the house.
Because they're all flying upriver, because that's what they do in the morning. They don't just fucking fly around the house and go, all right, lads, let's go back around. Come on, swing on. There we go. Well done. Let's do it. I will fool them again. Let's have another 100. There we go.
Where
They're
they
going
flying
up
upriver?
I don't know why the birds fly upriver in the morning, but they do. They don't fly downriver. They fly upriver. There's obviously some fantastical element of nature to
Some party happening upriver.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a sail on somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they're getting there early. Maybe the trees are bigger. I don't know. Somebody ought to.
I'm not sure the
Google
gulls would care about the trees being bigger.
Well, do you think I thought that they would care? I don't know. I'm just like, why do they go up there? I don't know. It's just, there are more trees, more forests. It would seem strange that they head away from the sea. That would be really weird, in my opinion. But then, the town of Elgin, which is not really near the sea, apparently has a seagull problem. Well, obviously got a seagull problem because the demented seagulls are not anywhere near the sea, which is just fucking stupid. They're not called land gulls, they're called seagulls.
Your dad was telling me about the seagulls in New Zealand. That when you meet a seagull that's too far inland, you
What,
can,
in the shop?
yeah, you can
Or a
kill it.
supermarket? What?
When you meet a seagull that's too far inland, you can kill it.
That seems to be a bit of a violent way to react.
Well, because instead of eating fish, obviously, because they're inland, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't eat
They
fish,
eat
but
people.
they attack lambs, and they peck their eyes out.
Seagulls peck lamb's eyes out. That's a disgusting image. Thank you very much for sharing that with me this morning.
You're welcome.
I feel like I've entered a violent graphic computer.
When you started to talk about seagulls, and seagulls are...
Oh, I started talking about seagulls, so you can talk about pecking lamb's eyes out.
Well, seagulls are violent motherfuckers. So,
What?
I mean,
What do they do? Flying around with grenades and fucking machine guns?
No, they peck things.
What?
They peck things.
So do woodpeckers, but they're not violent, dangerous.
Well, it's because they don't attack lambs, do they?
No, because they're woodpeckers. They take fucking wood. They're not fucking lamb peckers.
That would be quite horrible to have birds that are called lamb peckers. Those darn lamb peckers are at it again.
There's a sheep in the field going, ow, 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 ow.
I'm pretty sure it's not fun for the sheep.
No, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be fun for anybody getting their eyes pecked out by a seagull. But
Seagulls are massive as well. I never realized they were so huge. They're like bloody chickens.
Chickens are not huge.
Yes, they are.
Seagulls are not like chickens. That's like saying cows are like antelope.
Well, obviously they don't have that much meat.
What?
And they can fly.
Me-
But size-wise,
So that-
I mean, size-wise, they're like chickens.
um, uh,
They are a bit,
yeah, I get your point.
they're a
But
bit more
bigger
sporty.
More sporty. Well, they got stripes on the side of their numbers, or
They're a
what?
bit more athletic.
They wear shirts, or if they form themselves into teams.
So they can move, for one thing.
Chickens can fucking move as well.
How big are seagull eggs?
What?
How big are seagull eggs? Could you eat them?
I wouldn't want to eat them. I mean, seagulls are well known for carrying diseases.
Have you seen the, are they? I don't know.
They
I haven't
are.
seen
It's
any
a lot of
seagull
transmission of
disease.
viruses and illnesses come from seagulls because they pick up disease in one place and drop it in another, and they're not very clean animals.
No.
Birds, whatever. No,
No.
animals are birds.
Is that why they always poop on your mum's car?
No, that's because they know it annoys her.
Mm.
And
It's a bit like pigeons then.
there used to be, many moons ago, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth,
Mm.
there used to be
The 80s then.
the Michael J. Fox era. So there used to be telegraph wires, telephone wires,
Some kind of wires.
some kind of wires, and I'm pretty sure they came across in front of the house. Yeah,
Pretty
somewhere.
sure.
Going from memory, and memory plays tricks on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're old like me,
Mm-hmm.
you remember things that didn't happen and forget things that did. And my parents would always park under the wires. Bad move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the birds would, and the parents would park under the wires, and the birds would park on the wire.
Mm-hmm.
And birds don't care where they shit, right?
I guess not.
So they would just unload, wouldn't they?
I guess so.
And rather frustratingly, it would be on the car.
I can imagine. Yeah,
But they're big.
they are. They're bigger than you would have thought.
Yeah, you'll be down the harbour.
It's a bit like the pigeons in Slovakia, right?
Well, pigeons are smaller than seagulls.
Yeah.
Seagulls are twice as big as pigeons.
But they are quite horrible in the city. The city pigeons. My friend used to call them
Rats.
sky rats.
Yeah, flying rats. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are, because they're full of disease as well, and half of them only have one leg for some reason.
Yeah, I know. They've got like chewed off toes and
What?
stuff.
Who chews the fucking toes off?
Well, I don't know. I imagine they're chewed off. What else would have happened with them?
I don't know. Maybe they got it stuck somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe they had frostbite.
Um,
Could birds have frostbite?
I'm not sure they've got enough feeling to have frostbite. Do birds get cold?
Birds have feelings.
Birds. Oh well, go join the Bird Protection League then, eh? Right? Your birds have feelings. Trees have feelings too, you
Of
know.
course they do. You gotta say that. Yeah,
Birds have. Okay, so
I
what's
don't think they have enough feeling for
what's-
frostbite.
Well, okay. So what's the emotional spectrum of a seagull then? Come on,
I don't know.
explain that to me.
I'm not sure. But
You
I'm
know?
pretty sure it's got enough feeling to have frostbite.
Oh, so
I'm
what do
pretty
they
sure if
do?
you chucked it in the freezer,
How
it
the
would
fuck do you
die.
measure that? How the fuck what do you do? Interview them and say, "Does this hurt?"
Christ's sake.
No, seriously. I mean, how do you measure the feelings of a bird?
I don't know. I guess you put them in the freezer. I have to go.
What?
I have to go.
Well, if you have to go, then you have to go. There's not much that we can do about that, is there? Yeah. Well, I'm just going to sit and watch the birds fly past the window. Look, there's hundreds of them. Again. There's hundreds. There's so many I can't count them. They're in the thousands. Flying upstream for some reason in the morning. I wonder why they do that. Maybe I should ask Google. Hey Google, why do birds fly upstream?
Here's a summary from the website www.2.rspb.org.uk.
That's a difficult
The
site.
birds behind position themselves to gain from the upward moving air generated by the bird
What?
in front. Flying this way saves birds energy, allowing them to fly further for longer.
I'm not asking about that. You're not listening to me. You're not listening properly. Properly. That's ridiculous. I didn't ask why they fly in a V shape. I mean, that's obvious to anyone with 2 cents of brain matter that they are creating an aerodynamic shape. But why do they? No. Why do they go upstream in the morning? And do they have feelings? Do sheep dream? I wonder. I don't think that they do. But what do I know? I'm not against sheep. They do eat meat though, from time to time. What do you think? Should people eat meat? Should they be vegetarians? Should they be herbivores? Should they be carnivores? Interesting. Questions. I'm going to wait till Yanga comes back, I think. I started to ramble, and so I paused it.
Good.
Because I was going to just
Rumble.
be rambling on
I see.
about
I see.
inane nonsense.
see.
I did ask Google why birds fly upstream.
Yes?
Yeah.
What did you find out?
Well, I found out that Google doesn't understand me. Because it explained why birds fly in a V formation.
Of course. Of course. Google always tells you what you need to know. Only sometimes you didn't know that you needed to know that.
Except in this circumstance, I did actually know that I didn't need to know that. And I would much rather have had an answer to my question.
Oh, you think you don't?
Rather than a different question.
You think you don't need to know that. See, but Google knows better.
That's a great marketing term. Google knows better.
Google should use that.
They should.
Google should take that and use that. You think you didn't need to know that.
Google knows better.
But Google knows better.
Yes, there you go.
Well,
they did have the worst slogan in human history.
What was that?
Don't be evil.
What?
That was Google's official slogan.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I've had
I've had this conversation with so many people, and they've all said the same issue. That's absolutely impossible. And I say to them, go and Google it, and you will see the logo with the sign under the logo, and you will see the giant scandal that it caused when Google didn't actually realize that "Don't be evil" would be a terrible slogan for their company.
Why?
What?
Why is that a terrible slogan? It's a nice thing to say.
Because it's very funny.
Don't be evil.
Very funny. Because obviously they were worried about being perceived as being evil, and they projected it into their own marketing strategy. And you might as well say, you might as well have as a marketing strategy, we're bad, but we're trying to be good.
Google, don't kill puppies.
Stop drowning them in sacks with bricks. Right? So really, that was their official slogan.
Or Google, don't use swear words.
I mean, that must have been the worst slogan in human history, because not only was it a bad slogan, not only could you not make it graphically nice, not only did it not roll off the tongue, not only did it had a abbreviated word in the slogan, which just creates problems. Everything was wrong about it. I mean,
it's like saying be kind, right?
How can you employ so many people to do so much and get it so wrong? I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, and it's not that complicated. It'd be like Hewlett Packard, just have one word, invent. And they were like, invent, that'll do. Okay, great, we'll keep that one. And that was it, right? Dude, it done.
Google.
You're right.
That'd be good. Like Google, the name of the company, and then Google as an like imperative from Googling.
So good they named it twice.
Yeah.
What?
Or Google.
What?
Just Google it.
That just sounds like a really bad pop song.
It's pretty amazing that their name became a general word in the English language, so isn't it? The name when the name of your
noun became a verb.
When the name, not just a noun, but the name of your company just becomes a general verb used very often in English language. You know, you don't get Adidas it, or oh, this is so Nike, or you know, things like that. But you've got.
Yeah, it's not unusual in marketing though. Like take Hoover for example. Right?
Yes.
Well, that was the company.
President.
No, that was the name of the company.
Yes, I know that
and
some products.
Then people said, to Hoover things,
Yes, I get it, but it's I don't know. I suppose you can. I suppose you can compare the Hoover as a product with the Google as a product.
Xerox it.
Yeah.
Yeah, meaning to fax, right? So
yeah.
There are quite a few examples of Post-it notes. Post-it. Yeah, I mean that was the name of the product. It was a Post-it note.
Yeah, I get it.
So.
I get it. Hartipa.
Excuse me.
Hartipa.
Namaste.
That was the name. That was the name of a product. The tissue, the stuff that you blow your nose in. And people started using it as a.
What?
Oh, never mind.
It was a Slovak tissue. You're saying, right? And people
Slovak
started
tissue
using
brand, and they started to use it for tissue.
Oh yeah, Kleenex. That's a great example. Kleenex. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I get it. It happens, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, no. Mike keeps trying to jump into my mouth, no matter how far I pull it away from my face.
Are you hungry?
I'm not hungry at all. I've had my breakfast, but
You've had your breakfast. I haven't had mine.
If you notice, the social media stuff is all
social.
It's all psychologically designed to kind of block stuff, because Google is goo, right? I mean, if you look at the neurolinguistic language principles, yeah. Goo is sticky stuff that people don't like very much.
I always thought that Google came out of googly eyes. Google as in look at it.
What?
Googly eyes?
The fuck is that?
Those eyes that shake.
There's no such thing as eyes that shake.
It's the stuff that you stick on stones and it makes them look like they're alive. It's the stuff that sort of stuck on her red rock yesterday.
You think they named the world's largest international search engine after little sticky eyes that you stick on rocks to make them look real?
Yes.
No, they didn't do that. No, it's a very Pinteresty idea, but I think it was gooey stuff that clogs things up, like tweet and Twitter. Twitter is the.
Well, that's obviously
the
from
action,
bird talk.
Yeah. So.
No, I thought Google was from googly eyes. Let's find out. Okay, Google.
Yeah.
Why is Google called Google?
Did it hear you?
Google, the company, was named by Larry Page and Sergey Brin. It's a misspelling of Google, which means 10 to the 100th power.
Ah, there you go. 10 to the 100 power. You see, it had a scientific meaning, not a Pinteresty meaning.
Not a goo either.
No, but you can't get away from the concept of goo in Google.
Well, you can't get away from the concept of googly eyes.
You can if you don't fucking know what it is. Right, everyone knows what goo is.
1
It's
to the
sticky stuff.
power of how much?
I can't remember what
What
it
does
said.
that even mean?
That's a scientific term.
What does it
so
mean
you
in-
don't have to say 1 to the power of blah blah blah. You just say.
Yes, but what does 1 to the power of blah 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 mean? I don't know what that
uh,
means linguistically. I don't understand it because I don't speak that language.
I think it's a multiplication of a number. Okay, if you've got 2 squared, right?
Uh-huh.
You know what that means.
Yes.
No,
It's
I
the
don't mean 2
with-
squares. Okay.
It's the 2 with the little 2 at the
yeah,
top.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, 2 squared is also known as 2 to the power of 2.
Ah.
Is it snowing?
What's
Is that snow?
what do you call it in Slovak?
What? I think it's snowing.
Okay, I get it.
Look at that sunrise. No, I'm not going
So
to be able
that's
to find
1 to the
sunrise this
power of
morning.
many numbers. 10,000 was it?
What?
10,000?
Wow! Look at that sunrise. It's a
I
shame no
know,
one
I
can
saw
see
it. I just saw it. I know. I just saw it as I
Did you see
came
it?
back into the room. Yeah.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty nice.
It's very nice.
I know.
Yeah?
It's a
could
sunrise.
you just move the window a little bit to the left so that the sun comes in a bit more?
Yeah, just give me a second. I'll
Or could you just
like a bigger hole in the
drag
wall.
the sun further across the sky so it rises in a different position?
I'm not sure which one of those two
You know-
will be easier.
When the sun rises and there's that kind of misty rain, it's sort of...
Is there misty rain out there? That'll be a pleasurable experience for Will.
There's a misty rain. Well, he's playing in Lossy. Lossy is always cold and wet.
God.
Permanently cold
I
and
know,
wet.
right?
There is no other state of
Lossy.
weather that it
No other
exists in
state of
there.
lossy.
There's no other state of being. Being state. Stated. Anyway, it's a shame that I can't film it because it looks very nice this morning. It's very dramatic. There we go. I could film it with my other camera, but I can't leave the bed because then the podcast would stop. Oh dear.
Mm.
Choices.
That would be such a loss, wouldn't it?
In Lossy.
If podcast
That's not a positive
stopped
name,
it.
is it?
If the podcast stopped.
Stopped it. Yeah, but that's stop. What does the podcast stopped it?
Yeah.
But welcome to children's television.
So many people
Today
would
we're going to go over to Rainbow and
be upset.
to the other side. There we go.
I bought
So-
this. I'm really happy about this purchase I made yesterday.
You bought something?
Uh-huh.
What did you buy? When did you buy it?
A
How
pen-
did you buy it? Where did you
Pencil
buy it?
sharpener in Tesco.
What? You bought a pencil sharpener
Yeah.
without me?
It's a really good pencil sharpener.
What, you mean it actually works?
Yeah.
As-
And it's got 2 sizes of holes.
Those are my favourite kind of pencil sharpeners.
I know. I don't know why anybody would make any other pencil sharpeners other than that.
Well, to experiment with marketing. I imagine that would be one reason. There must be other
Anyway,
reasons.
it's a great pencil sharpener.
I wonder
And,
if they have patents on the design. Why is it good? I mean, do you have 2 sizes of pencils, or what makes
well,
it?
first of all, it's pink.
You won't believe what I just saw.
A bird.
Well, there was a pheasant in the tree over there, and it jumped out of the tree to fly, and it just went straight down.
Well, how did it get in a tree in the first
Look,
place?
there they are, look, there. See?
No.
What? You didn't see the pheasants flying past the window?
No.
Are you blind?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
The giant fucking birds. They're like pterodactyls.
I thought it was just a gull. No?
No, oh dear. I know the difference. The pheasant and a gull. Like
Well, I'm
it
not
does like a
wearing
difference
my
between
glasses,
an
I'm
articulate.
sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I thought you could still see. I mean,
No.
obviously, that house probably looks like a car from here. So,
No, well, the house obviously looks like a house, but that's about all I can
bird.
see.
You can't define the difference between the birds because
No.
if I wasn't wearing my glasses, I wouldn't be able to define
No,
the
you wouldn't probably we wouldn't probably define the difference between a bird and a neighbor.
Excuse me?
The
I'm
bird
so-
and a neighbor.
So all those words were slurred together. I didn't really understand.
It's okay. That's because I've been
As a
drinking again.
slurdy birdie hurdy.
Been drinking coffee again.
What?
That must be the reason.
What?
Oh,
Coffee, 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 coffee.
yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, that sun is so... Ah, oh, what a sunrise. Oh my gosh. I wish I could share it with the world. But
The world can see the sunrise. They don't depend on your videos. of
no,
it.
but it's beautiful.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Not everybody's windows point in the direction of the sunrise. Not everybody is out of bed yet. Half the planet are stuck inside of buildings, typing on keyboards and wrapping meat products and
Oh.
maybe those were the two jobs that popped into my head.
That's a terrible thing to do on a Saturday morning.
Nursing people in hospitals. I don't know. People are busy doing their things. Doing their things.
You don't know how lucky you are,
I know.
right?
Well, why do you think I do my little bit of filming the sunrise? I film the sunrise because I feel blessed to have the opportunity to do it. That's why I do it. Because it's beautiful and it's a great moment in time for me to experience. And I want to try and preserve it. And yes, you don't have to do that to feel blessed, but I want to share this blessing. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
I guess that's no then. Because if someone says to me, "Well, I guess so," it's like, "Well, I really didn't convince you of anything there, did I?" Is the moon made of cheese? I guess so.
I'm not even.
Listening. You're not even fucking listening to me, are you? You're thinking about pencil sharpeners and
No.
Tesco, aren't you? You can't wait to sharpen all the fucking pencils. You're
That's true.
imagining it right now. Yes.
That's true. I can't wait to sharpen all the pencils, but that's not what I was thinking about now. No, I was listening to you. Just that I just wanted to say that I don't consider you saying anything as trying to convince me of anything. You know, I'm not pondering adapting this outlook on life or not adapting this outlook on life. I'm just listening to you, and I'm hearing that that's something that you do and something that's important for you. You don't have to convince me about anything. That's what I wanted to point out.
I can't remember what I was talking about.
It's a sunrise.
The sunrise.
Yes.
Yeah, gratitude. Because you mentioned something about being grateful or not being grateful. I can't remember exactly what you said.
I said that you don't know how lucky you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, absolutely. You did. Most people don't realize that they're born, and I'm really appreciative of all the opportunities that I have every day. If anyone ever takes the time to go and listen to the Random Rants post on the YouTube channel, which is the cross-posting of the sunrises.
I'm very
that I filmed.
appreciative of everything, of all the opportunities that I have. I realize that I'm very, 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 very lucky to be able to do what I'm doing and to do it from where I do it, so that I
Look
don't
at
have to
that,
go to
that's so
work. I can
incredibly
do it from
beautiful.
home.
Can we move the bed to get the sunlight on the bed?
No.
Darn it. Darn it, you're so
Sorry, but you
negative.
wouldn't be able to open the door if you moved the bed to the right.
That's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Yeah, so I'm very, very, very appreciative of everything that I have right now, especially the work opportunities, especially the fact that I have that I have fluent, constant influx of work, which is quite precious when you're a self-employed person.
Yeah, for sure. The attitude of gratitude is important, and yet at the same time,
At the same time, I bitch about too much work, but I wouldn't want it in any other way.
you bitch about stuff that you wouldn't want to change. That's
Yeah.
really weird.
I know. I do bitch a little bit because it's work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard, and you have to sit down and you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you bitch about it a little bit, it kind of feels a bit better. Because you've bitched. Because that's what bitching is all about. It's about releasing a little bit of stress and pressure.
Bitching is about bitching.
Yeah. So that's why I bitch. But in reality,
That's why I bitch.
in reality, I'm very grateful that I can do that I can work, that I can just sit down at my computer anytime and make money instantly.
Well, you have a machine for doing that. Wow. That's impressive.
That's amazing, though.
It's amazing.
That's amazing that I am the only deciding factor in that situation.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, obviously not. There's life, right? And there's things that I have to do out of work that influence a lot about how much I work and how much I make. But still, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, there was an interesting post on social media last week that I read about the negatives of the attitude of gratitude, and I believe that everything has an upside and a downside. I believe that you can focus on the positive things, or you can focus on the negative
Obviously, you
things.
have to balance things.
And everyone always talks about the positive elements of gratitude, which I think are all good, right?
I guess that's because
naturally.
when people practice gratitude, they usually naturally gravitate towards the positives. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're playing football, you're not playing rugby, right? It's obviously it should be one and not the other. But it's important to examine the other side of things, right? You don't know if you're right until you examine the other argument. You don't know if your argument or your perspective is right until you can argue or prove that the other perspective is wrong.
Sometimes there is no such thing as right and wrong. Sometimes
give me an
there is
example.
just what you do. Is it right to feel grateful, or is it not right to feel grateful? I mean, there's no such thing as a right or wrong in that situation. There's just personal preference and whatever works for you.
That would be if you ignored the scientific perspective. That would be true. But you would have to ignore the scientific perspective for that to be true. And you can do that, so that's okay, because you can choose to ignore anything. But analysis generally exists so that we fall onto one side or the other. Take the SWOT analysis, for example, where you can take basically any single element or decision that you have to make in life. You can look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats involved in the situation. You can analyze it, and you can aggregate the data and come out with what is the best probable option for you. You can't analyze absolutely everything that's going to happen in the future, because there are unknowns, but you can still say that this decision is better than that decision for the following reasons. You don't have to do that, but it would make sense in a business context to do something like that, rather than just say every perspective
Are we talking about
right.
gratitude in the business context?
Well, gratitude
I
could
thought
be...
we were talking about, like a personal feeling rather than a business.
Well, it could
whatever.
be... Well, it could be either, right? I mean, you can take gratitude as a personal thing, and people's business is probably part of their life as well, so it's probably personal for them. Yeah.
Well,
So,
I've okay. If you're talking about business, then
is your gratitude in your business different from your gratitude in your personal life?
I don't know what gratitude in my business is. I don't understand that concept at all. What's a gratitude in business? I can be grateful as a person for work that I have, right?
Hmm.
But I don't view that as a business concept.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a business concept. I'm saying that the concept of gratitude exists in the business world.
If you're not saying that, then what are you saying? You just said gratitude in business. Is your gratitude in business different than your gratitude in personal life?
Um,
What does
no,
that
no,
mean then?
no difference from it's no different from different situations existing. Like you could say, my gratitude towards uh, certain people, or I don't know, food that I eat, or the place that I live. There might be different aspects of it. There might be different shades of it. Um, if you believe that every situation is an individual situation, then there might be different ways to view it.
Well, of
There might
course.
be some situations where you're more grateful than other situations.
Well, that's quite obvious, I think.
Oh, good, good. Then, as a result of the fact that those differences exist, then it could be different in your personal life from your business life. It might also change from time to time, right? One day you might not be grateful for something, and next day you might be grateful for the same thing. Right? Could be anything at all. You might not be grateful for receiving some piece of information, but you might be able to take that piece of information the next day and use that to some benefit, and
Yeah,
you would be
my
grateful for
original
it.
point was that that's all very individual, and you can't. Sometimes you can't rely on statistics and scientific analysis because we're all very individual, and it works differently for each person.
Sometimes you can't rely on scientific analysis. That doesn't make any sense to me, because the whole point of science is to give you something to rely on.
Well, statistics is a part of science, right?
Well, statistics, you can rely on accurate and real statistics. The manipulation and fraud exist everywhere, and destroy everything. Um, and that would be a reason to not rely on certain statistics, because history would show that the source of these statistics was in some way wrong. But the whole principle of everything that is good is based on the reliability of information.
Yes, look, I understand. I understand that statistics has its place in science, absolutely, and I think it's very important
Wouldn't.
because it gives us an important starting point, right?
Well, no, it gives us
When it
everything. It
comes to
gives us
information,
windows and
but
doors and computers, and we're able to make all these complex calculations, and gives us the basis for physics. And airplanes are built on all of those principles. And
yes, but
rockets and
you can't
spaceships.
use that for you can't really use that for, is it good to feel gratitude or is it bad to feel gratitude? Because it's individual for everyone. You can say, oh, well, the statistics show that it is not a good thing to feel gratitude for people in a business context because it lowers their income by whatever because 85% of people had, as a result of feeling gratitude, lowered income by 3%, right? And
But that's what people do all the time.
yes, I
That's
know.
every newspaper article,
I
right?
know, I know, I know. But then you can have you have to take a step back, and look at it, and realize that it's just numbers. That there's individual people behind the numbers, and there's still that 15% of people that it works completely differently for, right? And who says that you're not one of those people? And you're going to follow the statistics, and
What does that mean? It works differently for. What's the it in that sentence? I'm
well,
not
the
sure what
feeling
the
of
it.
gratitude for some people it might be extremely motivational, right? For some people it might be like for one person it can lower their productivity because they settle for less. But for another people, it might motivate them extremely because they feel energized when they feel appreciative, right?
Yeah, good. No, I totally agree with that. I think that's one of the points I want to make.
Yeah, but sometimes somebody could look at the statistics and say, oh well, if the statistic says that it lowers the income of 85% of people by 3%, then I'm not going to practice gratitude, and that would be the wrong decision because you didn't explore it, from your individual point of view. You just followed some statistics that gives us valuable information, but that's all that it is. It's just the starting point.
But if it's valuable information, you should follow it. No?
You don't have to follow it, you can explore it. That's what I mean by starting point. You take that and you say, okay, well, if the statistic says that, then let's explore this topic. Let's make my own experiments. Let's see how it works for me. Because you don't know if you're in those 85%.
What 85%?
Oh, well, I just used that. That's made up example that, if the statistic says that 85% people that practice direct gratitude is lower income because of something, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just an example.
Yeah, it's important to realize that there is another side. That was my original point. That a lot of people talk about gratitude only in the positive aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But gratitude can, in some people, have a powerful negative effect because they settle for less than what they could have. They don't push themselves as far as they could maybe go. And
I don't know. I think you have to. Well, I imagine that in some people it might happen that way. I don't think that they quite understand the point in practicing gratitude, though, if it has that effect.
The point in practicing gratitude. Well, no, I think they do understand it because they understand that it would have a negative effect on them. Because on some people it does have a negative effect. It's like the peanuts are good for some people and they will kill others.
I think it's a bit of a misunderstanding of the cause and effect.
For example?
In that situation, if that happens with somebody. Well, let's talk about, for example, the exercise, right? The daily workout as something that you make happen, right? It's not something that's given to you. So it's like you have to get up, get off your ass, and you have to put down the mat, and you have to turn on your things, and you have to work your ass off for an hour to hour and a half, yeah. And when you're finished, you can still feel grateful, but you've still done something. So the cause and effect, the gratitude is the effect of something that you have done, right? You don't wake up in the morning and think, "Oh, my body works great. I'm healthy. I'm all right. I'm so grateful for that, and I don't need to exercise." You do it the other way around, right? You push yourself, you exercise, and then you take a minute to appreciate that, and you take a minute to feel grateful for I'm happy I had this opportunity to exercise. I'm happy that I had the time to do it. I'm happy that I was strong enough to do it, and I'm very grateful to myself for making myself a little bit healthier today. And it doesn't stop me from doing anything. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to try as hard next time. It just makes me feel good.
Good then, right?
You get it, right? Oh. You can do things while being positive about them without violently kicking your own ass, saying, you know, I could get up and I could say, go on, you lazy bitch, just move that fat ass of yours and get out of bed, sorry.
Get out of bed.
Get out of bed.
It's good.
And start exercising because you stink, right?
Bitch.
Because you're lazy and fat. So, yeah, I would probably still exercise, but I would definitely not feel good about it. And then I could finish and I could say, well, that was pathetic, right? You only did 15 burpees. You could have done more if you were stronger. But obviously that wouldn't make me feel very nice, would it?
I don't know. Have you tried that?
I think everybody has, maybe everybody, maybe not everybody, but I think lots of people have tried that. And
have you tried it? My question is not about everybody, it's about you.
Of course.
You've tried it?
Of course. And it's not a nice place to be in, so.
You didn't like it? Or you liked it? I don't know.
I'm sorry, it's like somebody lying in the hospital with their leg chopped off, and you're like, oh, you didn't like having your leg chopped off? Oh, okay. Of course I didn't like it. What a silly question or statement or whatever it was.
There's a question. There's a question.
I don't think anybody could like that.
Well, sometimes people like things once and then they change their mind, or they think they like it and then discover that they don't. And,
No, it's not a likable experience. Having your leg chopped off is not either.
I'm not talking about having your fucking leg chopped off.
Well, it's an equivalent psychologically. You're chopping your own leg off when you speak to yourself like that.
What? Are you saying trying to motivate yourself is like chopping your own leg off?
It's not trying to motivate yourself.
No, I'm trying to understand. It's
trying to motivate yourself is, come on, you can do this. You're gonna be stronger for it, right? You can do this because you're great, and you can be even greater. That's trying to motivate yourself.
It's trying. I mean, I've got a picture in my head of somebody failing.
Yeah, that's just because that's your conditioning.
Well, what is it? What is the statistic? I believe it's 98% of people who need to lose weight and try to lose weight fail in the long term.
You can't do anything without trying first.
Ooh. She swallowed a profound pill for breakfast.
I haven't had anything for fucking breakfast. I'm hungry.
What? Oh, fuck off. Every time I bring you breakfast, you say, you know I don't eat breakfast. And then
I
when I
don't.
don't bring you breakfast, you go like, I'm fucking hungry. Oh
Well,
my God.
I have.
There's no pleasing her, is there?
And look, statistically, 99% of the time, I don't eat breakfast. But today? I'm hungry. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I'm hungry. I'm gonna have breakfast when we're finished with this. It's not a complaint. It's not criticism of you not bringing me breakfast.
No, I just find it ironic.
I know.
That suddenly today everything is different.
No, I know. Today everything is different.
Isn't it bright really early now?
It is. I've noticed that.
Don't you remember?
I was staring at a black hole of a window in the morning.
2 months ago, it not getting light at all, and now
I
remember it getting dark at 4 o'clock, right?
I think somebody told it was your dad, so I would question it.
What?
I'd question it, but I think your dad told me that every day it gets like 4 minutes more light, and then when it flips, every day you get 4 minutes more darkness.
Well,
that moves by 4 minutes. But I don't know if that's. But I don't know if that's true.
Okay,
or not.
well, you could work it out, because 4 minutes a day over 10 days, that would be 40. Over 15 days, that would be an hour.
40. So over a month, that would be 2 hours a month. 2 hours more daylight. That's too much.
Yeah.
That's not possible. 2 hours a month. Because you've got 6 months, so that would be like 12 hours more sunlight. And then 12 hours less sunlight.
Oh, why does that sort of ring as it might actually be true? That might work. It might actually work.
6 in the morning and 6 in the evening. So like if it gets dark at...
Wait, no, wait. Let me. Can I give you the statistics? Can I do it? Because I've got it in my head.
Doesn't make sense because I would make up 24 hours.
No, wait. Okay. Right. Take this, right? Wintertime gets light at... it's after 9. It's after 9, okay? It gets light after 9. It gets dark before 4, okay? So
at
there's...
4.
Okay, so we're talking... Let's just make this simpler for argument, okay? Okay, because we could go like into all the details. Let's make it simpler. Okay, let's say there's 6 hours of full daylight in winter, right? Okay, you got that? Now, if we're adding 12 hours of light through the year, that takes us to 18 hours.
No, that's 12 hours through 6 months.
Yes, that's what I meant.
That's not through the year. It's 24 hours.
Yes, no, wait,
year.
I'm not. No, you're not. You're not following me. Let me explain it again. Okay, focus. Yeah. I think he's right. Okay, and let me explain why mathematically.
Okay.
Please don't play with your phone.
I'm not playing.
You
I'm
are.
looking for the information.
No,
that we're talking
listen, for God's sake, it's
I
about a
am
conversation.
listening.
Turn your fucking phone off before I throw it across the room.
I'm
Stop
listening.
Stop it.
I've got an application that will
No,
give
stop it. Stop it. I want to prove it to you
Oh, for fuck's
mathematically.
sake,
I don't want
okay.
you to fucking fuck with your fucking phone.
You don't want me to find out the actual
I've
factual
got
information.
the facts. I'm giving you the facts and you are refusing to accept them.
Well,
Here are the facts. Now listen carefully, right? Here are the facts. He's right. And let me show you why. 6 hours of light, of full daylight in winter. Is that accurate? We're talking about plus minus a little bit. Okay, it's accurate, right?
Are we talking at the darkest point?
Yes.
Okay.
There's 6 hours of full light. Now, we know that, I said over a year, and it's correct because it goes up and down. So let's take your number, 6 months, right? To make it simpler. 6 months adds 12 hours of light, right? So, from there being only 6 hours of light, full daylight in the darkest of winter. You're making this weird fucking face now, which means you're not listening to me at all. Because
I am listening to you, for fuck's sake. You don't know me inside out.
I do.
It's just very arrogant way of thinking
I do.
about your special abilities, whatever that is.
No, that's a refusal to accept reality.
It's your weird
No, now you're being
delusion.
aggressive because you can't listen. Okay,
I'm being aggressive.
Yep. So
Right.
6. So 6. I'm explaining this to you very clearly. There's 6 hours of full daylight in winter. Now, over 6 months,
Yes.
if it's 4 minutes extra per day, you add 12 hours
Yes.
of light.
Yes.
So 6
Calculated
plus
that.
12 is 18, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of summer, at the high point of summer, there is 18 hours of daylight. He's right.
Okay.
There's the statistics. He's right. 4 minutes a day is correct.
Thank you. Can I now double check it in my application?
Yeah, you can double
Am
check
I
it.
allowed
Yes.
to do that?
It might say something like,
Over
3
the
minutes and
universe.
it might say 3 minutes and 50 seconds or something like that, right? There might be some slight variation in it, but 4 hours is we just do it in Google. How many hours of extra daylight is there per day in spring? And you will get like...
So today, the sun has risen at 6:45.
Yeah, but you've got to factor in sunrise and sunset, yeah, in order to get the full times.
Well, I've got the sunlight is 11
It would
11 hours and 16 minutes.
So,
Yesterday it was 11 hours and 11 minutes, so that was 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to vary a little bit because
And
of
tomorrow
the
it
universe
will be 21, so it's 5 minutes every day, not 4.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That was wrong then.
No, because
there you go. Your facts
no,
were
because the
wrong.
original argument was that it was less, and it's not correct. And four is an accurate measurement.
Well,
it's not as accurate as
because
5.
It's 5.
Well, 4 is accurate.
Well, you can't say 4 is accurate, but it's 5.
Look, if someone says to me, there's 4 minutes of extra daylight a day, I'll be like, yeah, that's about right. Yeah. I mean, I damn sure if it says 5 minutes, I'm damn sure it's not fucking 5 minutes. I'm sure it's like 4 minutes and 50 seconds or something. So if you want to be fucking accurate, right? I'm sure that that's a generalization because it's not exactly 5 minutes, right? I'm sure some days it'll be 4 minutes and 30.
No,
and some days
it cannot be different from day to day, for fuck's sake.
It's not fucking 5 minutes exactly. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's
ridiculous. It's possible
that's
that
ridiculous. That's stupid. That's impossible. It's a physical impossibility that it's exactly 5 minutes a day.
Okay, but it's also a physical impossibility that it's going to be different from day to day.
No,
okay,
because of the fact that the universe isn't perfect and there's wobble in the rotational axis, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. It's not a perfect system.
There's wobble in rotational axis.
Yes, the Earth doesn't turn perfectly symmetrically. I'm not sure what the word is. It wobbles as it turns. That's the geography of the universe. I'm sorry if you don't know that.
The Earth wobbles. Right.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, Google. Does the Earth wobble as it rotates?
According to Wikipedia, it amounts to change of about 9 meters in the point at which the axis intersects the Earth's surface and has a period of 433 days.
There you go.
This wobble, which is a nutation, combines with another wobble with a period of 1 year, so that the total polar motion varies with a period of about 7 years.
There you go. The Earth has a wobble on its axis. It doesn't turn perfectly.
I didn't know that was a scientific...
It's a scientific term.
A wobble, okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
You should listen more.
Dear, you didn't know that it was a scientific term.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay, Google, how many extra hours of sunlight are there per day in spring?
Here's a summary from the website WashingtonPost.com. Most locations see the sun above the horizon for about 12 hours and 10 minutes on the spring equinox.
That was not your question.
That was not an answer to my question, Google. Okay, Google, how many extra minutes of sunlight every day?
Here's a summary from the website Bustle.com. 2 extra minutes of sunshine a day are steadily gained, 1 minute at sunrise.
Well, that says 2 minutes. That's obviously wrong because I can calculate it at 4 accurately. If I can calculate it at 4, 2 minutes is obviously fucking wrong because I know in this part of the world that there's 6 hours of full sunlight in... There's 6 hours of full sunlight in winter, plus minus a little bit, and there's 6 hours of full darkness in summer, plus minus a little bit. So the 4 minutes a day is a pretty accurate assessment of the extra hours of light. Now, if your application says 5, I guarantee you that it's not precisely 5. It'll be like, and the wobble of the Earth will cause differences for it to be plus and minus at certain points in time. So, and it can't be 5 because if you multiply 5 by every day, there's no way that's possible for this part of the world. I don't know about all the parts of the world. I imagine it would be the same. But if you take
50 in 10 days, 50, that would be 150 in a month. So that'd be 150 minutes in a month is times 6 is 600 and 300. That's 900 minutes, which is... How many hours is 900 minutes?
I don't know. You have to use a calculator. I can't do that.
600...
No, wait. What is it? Ask me again. Is it divided by... You're dividing it by what?
900 minutes. You're dividing it by 60.
Okay, Google, what is 900 divided by 60?
that be 15 hours difference?
There's no way that's true, because there's 6 hours of full daylight in winter, and if you add 15 hours, then you get 21, which would mean there's only 3 hours of full darkness, which is it's bullshit. There's no way it could be 5 minutes,
Okay.
because you'd only have darkness for 3 hours.
Or maybe there is not 6 hours of full daylight. Maybe there's only 5 hours of full daylight.
No, I'm talking about what I know from history in this part of the world. So I mean, you go to the poles, it might be different. You go to if you're near the equator, it might be different. But it's also not. First of all, it can't be
It's not that
5.
it might
It's too
be
much.
different. It's that it is different.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. But I'm talking about the calculations might be different. I mean, obviously, the
They have to be.
reality is different, right? So, so it can't be. Not only can it not be 5, because that would mean only 3 hours. So that can't be true. It also, the number is variable because of the wobble of the Earth. So it's going to be, it's going to be something probably, depending upon where you are, between 4 and 4:30. But it's not going to be a specific number because it's going to vary each day.
Okay, Google.
But he's right.
How long is the shortest day in Scotland?
24 hours. Stupid
On the
question.
website dailyrecord.co.uk, they say, this year the shortest day is on Friday the 21st of December. As long as the sky is clear, stargazers love the winter solstice as the shortest day means the longest night.
Yeah, I told you weren't going to get the answer from that question. Would you have to add... Okay, Google, how many hours of daylight on the shortest day? That's the question you want to ask.
On the website timeanddate.com, they say, in terms of daylight, this day is 8 hours, 49 minutes shorter than on June solstice.
Really? Is that the question I wanted to ask?
Yeah, because you're looking for how many...
Yeah, it didn't give me any answers.
Yes,
I was looking for how long is the shortest day in this part of the world.
I know, because I fucking lived here for 20 years, for fuck's sake. I know exactly how long it is. You just refuse to accept reality.
No, I'm just
Yes.
questioning what you're saying because I don't know if it's reality because I didn't back it up. Because you didn't back it up.
I've backed it up because I've fucking lived here. I've fucking seen it. It's like saying, it's like me saying,
Okay.
there's a house across there, and you're going, no, I have to check on the internet if there's a house across there, because you
Yeah.
might be fucking wrong. It's fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
You might be wrong. That's
I'm
not
not
stupid.
fucking wrong. There's a house across there. I can fucking see it. The spaz.
It's not stupid to assume that somebody might be wrong. I'm sorry.
It is stupid to assume that somebody might be wrong when it's fucking obvious to everybody. There's a house across there. I lived here for 20 fucking years.
Yes, we're not
I
talking
know
about
there's a
that
house
house,
across
Jim.
there.
We're
Yes,
not-
we're talking about the light. It's the same fucking thing that you see every day when you live in this part of the world. I know how many hours of full daylight there is in winter. There's 6 plus minus a little bit. And I know how many hours of darkness there is in summer. It's 6 plus or minus a little bit. Okay? So, because I lived here for 20 fucking years and I experienced it every fucking day and I saw it every day. That's the way that it is.
Did you say the
It doesn't
shortest
matter.
day was on the 21st of December?
Yes.
It's 6 hours and 34 minutes.
There you go. Plus minus a little bit. And it depends on the weather as well. Because if it's really, really cloudy, then it's fucking darker. Okay? So,
Yes, but the sunrise still goes over the horizon at the same time. That doesn't depend on the weather, obviously.
no, that doesn't
You
depend
can't
on the weather.
see
but
it because of the clouds, but it still goes up. At
it
the
still
same
affects
time.
it still affects the daylight. It still affects the daylight. The sun is not the only factor affecting daylight. The sun is the main factor, but it's not the only factor.
Just
You've
because
got
there's clouds,
atmospheric-
it's not going to be dark
you've
like it
got-
is at night.
it-
Obviously, I mean that's ridiculous.
But when you've got clouds during the day, it is darker. That's a fact.
Yes, but you don't count that as less hours of daylight because the sun still goes over the horizon at the same time. For crying
Yeah.
out loud.
Yeah, but I'm still saying it's darker. I mean, you're going to have different experiences, right? Just because it says the sun comes up doesn't mean it's going to be fucking warm, does it?
Nobody
The
said
sun
that.
can go up. Yeah, but
Nobody
you're-
said that.
but
You're
you're-
arguing something that nobody said.
Yeah, but you're saying it's not important. I'm saying it is important.
You cannot
The
say
weather
that.
is
You
important.
cannot say that the hours of sunlight are affected by the weather, darling. I'm
They are
sorry,
for
but
people.
that's stupid.
They are for people. Okay, if it's cloudy,
The
then
weather
you've
is
got
affected, but the sunlight is not.
the people's. What I'm saying is the hours of sunlight that you experience are affected by the weather.
Oh, it's
That's a
brighter
fact.
when it's not cloudy. Of course, for crying out
You
loud. But it
argued that
doesn't affect
you argued
the time of
you
sunlight.
argued that the weather doesn't affect how much sunlight a person gets.
No, it doesn't affect the hours of sunlight.
I'm talking
That's
about the
what I
hours
said.
of sunlight that people get. I'm not talking about whether or not the sun comes up at a specific point.
Well,
we all
look,
know that that's fixed, but
either
the
we're
weather
talking
changes
about-
that. I'm saying the weather changes the amount of sunlight.
Either we're talking about astronomy or meteorology. You have to make a decision.
Well, when I was
You
talking
can't
about
mix
astronomy,
them
you
up.
started making fun of it.
You cannot mix them up.
Well, I can talk about two different topics.
Yes, but you
I-
can't put them in the same bloody basket.
Well, I was the person that pointed out that 5 minutes was not possible. It's not possible.
Okay? It is
So
not
that-
possible if that's the fact.
It's a fact. It can't be physically possible in this part of the world. I mean, obviously, if you go to the...
When is the longest day? Is it the 21st of June?
I don't know. You have to ask Google. It's
I
probably
think it's a
sometime-
solar, gosh, I think it's the summer equinox, right? Not equinox, summer solstice.
Equinox would be equal, no?
Summer solstice.
Well, that happens on the longest day. I don't know. Okay, Google, which day is the longest day?
Summer solstice is on Friday the 21st of June 2019 at 16:54 British Summer Time.
Friday, 21st of June. Obviously, it's 21st of June.
Obviously. 21st of June, okay. It's interesting.
And on the 21st of June,
I'm not going to be here.
there's not going to be only 3 hours of...
Well, obviously,
Darkness,
that
I
wouldn't
mean-
make sense, would it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The 5 minutes is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's got to be between 4 minutes and 4 minutes 30. And it's got to vary slightly each day because, you know, we're fucking flying through space, right? Shit varies.
21st of June, the daylight is 18 hours and 6 minutes.
And so, what did I say? 6 hours of darkness. I was 6 minutes off. It's not bad
Yeah.
for a rough guesstimate.
Guesstimate. Guesstimate's a good word.
I know. I know. Well, I don't have all
know.
the fucking
Well, obviously
scientific-
once you
6
have-
minutes off is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with myself.
Obviously, once you have the hours of light, then the hours of darkness are going to be the same as the hours of light, roughly.
Well, that's the argument I was making.
So much for the astronomy lesson, everybody out there. That's the way it
What
is
do you mean
in
the
Scotland.
astronomy? What do you mean the astronomy lesson? I thought I was pretty good.
That's what I mean.
I was pretty fucking good.
That's
I
what
explained.
that's what
I explained how it is, and I was right.
50. What time do you have to leave? We have to be there 9:30.
When do I have to leave?
Yeah. Do we have to leave? Did I
Off.
say you? I meant we. We have to be there at
Did I say
9:30.
you? I meant me.
When are you leaving then? Bye
Fuck off! I'm leaving right now.
bye.
I don't care.
No, if we have to be there 9:30, then 8:30, 9:15, 8:15. We have to get them up at least 8:15. It is now 7:50. Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes to wrap it up.
What?
I'll give you 10 minutes to wrap it up in tissue paper and tie a bow around it.
15.
Okay.
15. Because, you know, just because.
Okay.
But the light thing is kind of dramatic because like 2 months ago when we were doing this,
It was dark.
it was dark.
Yeah.
Not only was it dark when we were doing this, it was dark all the time.
Yeah,
Right. It
it
was like
was.
living in Gotham City or something.
It was.
Um,
It's so nice when it's light. I like it when it's light. I would like it even more if it was light and warm.
yeah, you can't have everything, though.
Uh,
Right.
I thought not.
You.
Well, you can if
But
you
light,
live in Slovakia.
light without heat is kind of weird, though.
It is. It is. Must be very weird for people who live in Norway,
Where?
Iceland,
Are you changing the country?
Canada,
What?
Alaska,
What's weird?
Russia.
Apart from somebody randomly spitting out countries?
Light without warmth.
That was an album, wasn't it? Light Without Heat.
It was really funny yesterday. We were talking to the Russian lady, and were you there, or was the other guy there when we were talking about what city she comes from?
Was it you or somebody else?
Was it you or somebody else?
I
think
don't
it
know
was
what the fuck
somebody
you're
else.
talking about.
I think it was the other guy.
You've confused me with
We
somebody
talked
else.
to Katya, and he was like, "Oh, so what town you from?" And she said a word in Russian, and he was like, "Oh, is that a big city or small?" No, it's medium. It's about 1 million inhabitants.
Mm.
Like, what?
You know what statistic
It's
blows
not
my
too
mind?
big. It's just about 1 million people.
Did you know that in the year 1900, the largest city in the world was?
In the year 1900. Do you see the David
Yeah,
stuff?
you're like, in the year 1534. It's not that fucking
The
long.
largest city, I don't know, London?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It blows my mind that London was the biggest city in the world in the year 1900.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't blow my mind.
Well, when you think about all the cities in the world and all the places and in the sort of industrialization in the 19th century, and you put all those factors together, the fact that London was the biggest still blows my mind. Because if you look at then what happened in the 20th century, that all of the demographics of everything fucking exploded, right? And everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you said to somebody today, if you looked at the world today and you said, okay, from all of these cities in the world, which was the biggest city 100 years ago? You'd be like choosing one which is not even in the top, I don't know, it's not even in the top 25 now. Right. Which is quite amazing.
Well, Britain used to be quite a huge thing, though, back then, right? With all the colonies and everything that...
It's a great historical reference. Britain used to be a huge thing.
No, but you know what I mean.
Long live the empire.
I mean, London was the capital of the entire British... What did you call it back then? Did you call it Commonwealth?
That's funny term, isn't it? It's like we're going to steal everything, and we're just going
And
to call it
Commonwealth. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it was it was the bloody capital of India, right, or wherever. So
the days in the Raj.
it was the center of all those countries that they stole and invaded, and of course it was the biggest one. If you think about it.
Invasion. You know what struck me yesterday as being something odd? Was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. I was looking at a map of South America because there was an article on Venezuela because of all the problems there, right? Because the socialists have once again screwed up another country. And sort of next to Venezuela is Colombia.
Mm-hmm. With the coffee and whatnot.
And the drugs.
Cocaine.
Coffee and cocaine. Good
Yeah.
morning. Right. There you go.
What do you like your coffee with?
Would you like?
Just a splash of milk and a pinch of cocaine, please.
Yeah, what would you like with your cocaine? I think is probably what they ask people there.
anything.
Anyway,
Just a black Americano.
you know, one of the largest importer-exporters of cocaine is in fact the Coca-Cola company, but people are not supposed to know that. Anyway, there you go. Nothing is what they tell you that it is. And I was thinking that, and I never thought about this before, but it's really rather obvious. But I just hadn't gone down that thought road, which is like, Colombia, Columbus. Did they just name the whole fucking country after him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So like he arrived in that part of the world,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, right, we'll name the country, we'll name the whole giant country after you. So this
Well-
guy got on a boat and travelled like across to the continent, and they just named the whole country
I don't
after
think it
him.
was a boat.
It was a boat. Well, he didn't fucking swim across, did he?
I think it was a ship rather than a boat.
Oh, fuck off. You're not really picking out a difference between a ship and a boat. It was a fucking boat. Look, I'll ask Google. Okay, Google, what was the name of Columbus's boat?
Santa Maria.
Do you see?
Here's a summary
You
from
see?
the website
It doesn't say he didn't have a boat, he had a ship.
Christopher Columbus had
Spaz.
3 ships on his first voyage, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
There were
Columbus
ships.
sailed from Palos de la Frontera.
There you go.
Italy had 3 ships.
And they're fucking boats as well, for God's sake. It's not going to be like, oh, is that your boat? No, it's a ship. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, there's a huge difference between a boat and a ship.
Fuck all difference. It's the same thing. Yeah, like a car and an automobile, right? Hey, is that your automobile? No, it's a car. That's a fucking automobile.
Okay, Google. What's the difference between a ship and a boat?
On the website funtrivia.com, they say, among sailing vessels, the distinction between ships and boats is that a ship is a square-rigged craft with at least 3 masts, and a boat isn't. With regard to motorized craft, a ship is a large vessel intended for ocean-going or at least deep-water transport, and a boat is anything else.
See?
Anything else?
Well,
That's a fucking huge.
that was for
amount of
motorized. That
things.
was for motorized.
It said
craft.
three. Did it say
3 masts.
3 masts.
Ships have 3 masts. And
So
boats
that's
don't.
ship has, according to that, a ship has 3 masts and a boat is anything else.
No. It said when it comes to things that are not motorized, a ship has 3 masts and boats doesn't. And when it comes to motorized craft, ship is a vessel that is intended for deep water and ocean, and boat is anything else. Obviously, his vessel had 3 masts and was intended for deep ocean. So it was a ship.
Okay, Google, how many masts did Columbus's ship have?
According to Wikipedia, Santa Maria had a single deck and 3 small masts.
See? It was a ship.
It was technically a ship because it had 3 masts.
I win! Finally!
Oh, okay, since when is a ship not a boat?
Since forever, because those are 2 different terms in the marine transportation technology terminology.
You can't even fucking speak.
It's because it's fucking early in the morning and I haven't had breakfast.
Wait, shit.
It's
So-
a different term.
so-
It's
so-
terminology. It's not interchangeable.
So if you have 2 masts, it's a boat.
Yes.
Okay. And is there such a thing as a 4-masted ship?
I don't know. Ask Google.
Okay, Google. Are there any ships with 4 masts? It's impossible.
4-masted ships mentioned on Wikipedia STS Sedal,
It's impo-
Krusenstern, Lahel, and others.
Well, that's ridiculous because it said ships have 3 masts, and then it said 4-masted ships.
Well, at least 3, I suppose.
Ah, there's a difference between 3 and at least 3. Like if I'm playing a football match and they're like, I'm like, how many players can I have? And they're like, well, at least 11. It's different from fucking 11, isn't it? I mean, you could feel like 150 people and be like, hey, well, you said at least, right? Approximately, plus minus. Ships have 3
I guess
masts.
that's why you don't play
4-masted ships are blah 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 blah.
I guess that's why you don't play football with masts
Or ships,
or ships.
for that, or boats. Even.
Ship ball.
What?
A ship ball.
You could have a giant ball and float it on the ocean, and have the ships try to
Kick it.
kick it.
Ships can't
would cause
kick
a lot of
anything. They don't
damage.
have feet.
Well, you could have oars out the side, like
Oh.
paddles, and you could like, try to whack it.
Paddle polo.
Well, it'd be ship polo. Why not? You could do it with like small boats on a pond. You
Well,
could
but
have
then it
pond-
would be pond boat.
Excuse me?
Pond boat polo.
PBP. Yay. All right, guys. Fancy some pond boat polo today?
That sounds so British, doesn't it?
Oh,
It's like,
that's excellent.
sounds like something that the British would come up with.
Yeah.
It's more ridiculous than walking football.
It's just... What can you do, eh?
Pond boat polo.
PBP. Pond boat polo.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
I bet you if Prince Harry introduced it, it would be a big hit.
Well, yeah, it's the royals, isn't it? Because we're royals, and everything we do is just fantastic.
We're the
right?
royals.
Yeah, because we marry princesses, and we fly helicopters around foreign countries and shoot up villages, and we have our pornographic orgy pictures published in national newspapers, and we can do whatever we want because we're royals, right? Okay. There you go. And strange people die around. Or people die, not strange people. People die in mysterious circumstances surrounded by the royals. I knew somebody who served the royals once. Yeah, back in the days in India, right? No, seriously. Hello. Coffee was good this morning. 3 cups. Yay.
No shit, your ass has been on fire. You're like somebody stuck a firecracker up your bum crack.
I'm on fire in the morning, though. I'm focused in the morning. It's okay. I can do it in the morning. I'm focused. Which reminds me.
You're like a freaking Siberian tiger.
Well, here's a problem that I have. That I was going to do more recording for like, the podcast stuff.
God, no.
But I can't do it. I can't do it during the day because
Why?
it just doesn't fit into anything else that's going on. I can't schedule it. And I was thinking if I could do it like 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning or something, that would just be perfect. But there's nowhere to do it 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Why not?
Well, I can't do it in the living room because...
Why can't you do it here? That would be a perfect wake-up call for me.
Because you'd be fucking trying to sleep and I have to have the lights on.
It's okay, but that's what I'm saying.
What?
But I can't turn you off, can I?
What?
Well, my problem is that I always turn off my alarm clock and go back to sleep. And if you start talking with the lights on, I would have to get up. You know what I
You
mean?
do not want me waking you up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It'd be 4:30.
4:30 is perfect.
You do not want me waking you up at 4:30 in the morning.
I do. Stop making excuses
I can't
for
even get you
yourself.
up at 6:30.
What do you mean you can't?
Well,
You
you're like...
just did.
Yeah, I know, but I was like half expected you not to get up.
Yeah,
Or wake
look,
up.
it would be helpful for me if you did that.
You're saying I would be helping you if I woke you up at 4:30 in the morning.
Every day except Sunday. Don't do it on Sunday.
You know we're recording this, right?
Uh-huh. Sunday is my I can sleep day. Unless I have extra translation, which I sometimes do.
I can sleep. I don't know why I did that.
Look, I don't know why you do half the things that you do.
I have no idea where that came from.
That's been 3 cups of coffee. You think you may have overdone it today?
No, what gave you that idea? Absolutely not.
Oh, God. God, and I have to do this all day.
No, seriously, because I'd love to do like a little news analysis or like motivational thing or constructive stuff.
Look, just because I groan and moan doesn't mean that I don't want to get up. Well, it does, but
Now I don't know what to think because you said
look,
both.
I have to. The thing is, I have to get up. Okay. I'm not gonna be happy about it, and I'm not gonna be smiling. I'm not gonna be like fucking Cinderella jumping out of bed and opening the window and starting to sing, right? But I'm going to moan and groan and probably cover my head with a pillow for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to very, very reluctantly get out of bed. But I need to in order to work, so
What?
it's not just because I complain about it doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be done, right? So please.
Oh, let me think about that sentence. Just
Feel
because I can
free.
say that doesn't mean... Oh, okay, I get that.
Just,
I get that.
just.
That
I
makes
mean,
sense to
I'm
me.
never gonna be happy about getting up at 4:30 in the morning, but it has to be done. So, so please just feel free to do your thing. Just do your thing.
Yeah,
When it becomes obsolete,
which will be like as everything after like 100 days.
when I change my opinion, I will let you know.
Oh, because you change your opinion after about... You're going to be like, oh, no, don't leave me alone. I just go back to sleep. And then you'll sleep with the lights on and it won't be so good because sleep in darkness is better, right?
Look,
Rook?
look.
Give him a chance.
I can
She
sleep.
wants to give him
I
a
can
chance
sleep
there.
when I want to sleep. So just don't. Look, unless you're making dinosaur noises in the toilet, I'm alright.
You what? What?
We should finish.
Who does that?
We should
I
finish.
don't make dinosaur fucking noises in the toilet.
We should finish.
I know.
Dinosaurs do.
Yes, I get it. Yes.
Tarmouth, 4 degrees. Moon.
What? Yeah,
It
those
says-
those are like snowy kind of clouds.
Yeah, Will's gonna have a great time today.
Look, it's character
Feels
building.
like -2.
Look, at least he's running around. I have to stand at the side like a spoon.
Yes, but you can drink coffee.
Yeah. Well, he can drink in between as well.
9 o'clock, 5 degrees.
I have to keep moving at the side so I don't die.
Keep moving or die.
Well, that's kind of how it works.
Sounds like one of your business mottos. Keep moving forward or die.
Well, yeah, that's a good. That's a good. That's good. Whatever it is, it's good. Whatever's good about it is good. That's it. It's good, right?
Right. Oh, look.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
Look at this. Look at this week's forecast. Rain
Oh, look.
every day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, rain.
Cold and rain every day.
That's excellent. Humidity 74%. That's lovely. That's
It's like
exactly.
swimming in the bloody sea.
Yeah, when you think about humidity, you think about jungles, right? In terms of terminology, but I mean,
Or Scotland.
or do you just like
Ooh.
the air appears to be frozen,
Today it's going to be windy. It's not going to be rainy, but it's going to be windy. But
depending
those
upon
clouds
which
do
way the
look
wind
quite rainy.
blows. It can be quite pleasant.
Well, on my phone it
Unless
blows
it's a
from left
gale.
to right.
But Lossie is like flat and next to the sea, and it's just permanently cold there.
Uh-huh.
It's a bad place to have a village,
Football match.
town.
It's
Whatever.
got a nice beach though. Right?
It's got a pretty beach.
Mhm.
Except the fact that people walk their dogs up and down the fucking beach all the time, and
And
it's
poop.
like the dog walkers are like the collective now, and they get together with like 50 dogs and walk up and down the beach with 50 dogs, and the dogs. Why are you showing me video of a woman's ass?
Because it's
It's a
motivating.
nice ass. What?
'Cause it's motivating.
It's supposed
It's
to
very
motivate
nice
me.
ass, isn't it?
What?
She's
Why
got-
isn't your ass like that?
It's going to be.
What?
She's got fake boobs, so my boobs are not going to be like that, but my ass is very likely going to be like
Your
that.
ass is going to be like that?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, when?
But 5 years or so.
Does it take 5 years to get one of those?
I don't know.
What the fuck is that good for?
Your ass. That's why
What?
she's got a nice ass, because she's doing those ass exercises. They're all good for your ass.
I if you did that all day, I'd just watch you. I'd just sit here and watch you do that. That'd be great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can do that.
She hasn't had kids though, has she?
I don't know, actually. Don't know
You
about
can't have
this.
kids and have a stomach like that.
Oh, you think so? Have you seen Chantal Duncan? Have you seen Franta?
wait. Is that a person or a thing?
The person.
Because like, would you like a Chantal Duncan with that latte? You know, that would sort of
She's
make
got
sense to me.
She's got 2 kids. I show you Franta. Franta has 3 kids. and she just posted a picture here. Look. That's Franda.
What's she got in her hand?
Her
Oh,
foot. Her foot.
Oh. Oh, I thought she was taking some selfie up there. Oh.
She has 3 kids and she has stomach like that. But she's been working
What's
out
she
ever
standing
since-
on?
on a sheep.
That's not fucking normal.
Look, she has 2 kids.
What? She has 2 kids. Oh. I like the fact that hot is written.
Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's
Oh well,
nothing
keep
else.
up it. Keep up it at it. Keep it up at it. Whatever the fuck it's
Whatever
up
the word
at
is.
it. Keep it.
Yes.
Whatever. Keep it up. That's it.
No, yeah, it's pretty.
We could be royals.
Royals.
That's enough, I suppose.
Is it?
Yeah, it's time to get the kids up.
Oh, I don't like doing that.
Do you want me to make porridge? Would that help?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go downstairs and make porridge.
But don't tell Jasmine you did it. Or she won't eat
She
it.
won't eat it. Okay. I'll say Mummy made porridge. And she'll be like, oh, Jimmy. Okay.
Bye.
Say bye to the world.
Bye.
It's really light. I feel like I've missed half the day now.